Hey guys, it's Boy here, and today I'm gonna teach you guys how I play Gyrocopter with Aghs in the safe lane. So before I start this video, I want to talk a little bit why I picked Gyrocopter in this game. Well, the first thing is that I knew I was against a Timbersaw on the offlane, so Timbersaw is a very annoying hero to deal with. Usually he's gonna get a lot of levels in the lane unless you have the supports to deal with him. And in this game, I knew that the supports weren't very high MMR, so I decided to get a hero that could actually deal with Timbersaw on his own. And I feel like Gyrocopter, even though he's not the best hero, I was really wanting to play Gyrocopter with X anyways, and I felt like this was a good pick. So in this game, I actually went for a very different build than most Gyrocopter players usually go for. Usually, you see them getting level 2 in Rocket and then they go back for Flat Cannon, but in this game, I maxed Rocket first and went for Rocket Barrage later, and only then started getting some Flat Cannon levels. The thing about this is it deals a lot of magic damage on Timbersaw, and especially if you're not contesting him and if he's not a very good Timbersaw, which was the case here. He wasn't always drawing aggro on him to get his HP region very high, and this means that after some levels I was able to take him away of the lane and even get some kills that I feel like wouldn't be so easy to get with other safe laners. So yeah, in this game I started with a somewhat common build. I wanted to get a magic wand in the side shop. I got a lot of regen and one clarity. One problem with this opener in particular is that Gyrocopter is not a hero with a lot of base damage. You can see I have only 46 here. I was feeling like starting with Ring of Protection, but against the Timbersaw it really doesn't offer anything besides the ability to last hit, and I felt like with my two supports around it was gonna be okay. So yeah, as you can see, I don't like that I used this rocket here. It was very easy for Gyrocopter for Timbersaw to completely tank the damage. One thing I wish I was doing better, I do something here. I'm trying to attack him a little bit because in the early levels, reactive armor is not that strong. So you really want to try to harass him as much as possible in the first, like, until he's level 3. And I mean, I did something, but I wasn't very good in actually taking the creep wave down. So I feel like my first levels were pretty bad, but part of that is that Winter just came to the lane later, which means that Timbersaw got levels that in my opinion he shouldn't have. But anyways, as you can see, I mean, I'm not getting a lot of last hits in the beginning because of Gyrocopter is very bad at it. At least we were able to finally take him out of the lane, but not after he is pretty close to level 3, so yes, this is not very good to me in the beginning. But this happens a lot. In this game, I really needed to... I chilled a lot because, I mean, this Crystal Maiden, for instance, she just jungled for a big part of the game. She rushed Octarine Core after Tranquil Boots. But in the end, we were able to win. So as you can see, I'm starting to get a little bit more less hits now. Still, I'm not particularly happy with how much base damage I have. So you see that you have to be very careful with less hitting with Gyrocopter because he has an instant attack, but with very low damage. So you really need to. It's kind of like Sniper with way less range. So you kind of have to watch out for that. Since Timbersaw is getting a lot of levels, I decide to get boots instead of like Blades of Attack or just bring the Basilisks from the base. Storm was also bringing his, I feel like it's his bottle, so you don't really want to fuck with her mid laner. So since I didn't got Ring of Protection very early, this means I'm gonna get it like at 3 or 4 minutes depending on how the courier usage goes on. At this point, I'm like, supports, please just leave the lane. You're not accomplishing anything. Look what they're doing. So I just said, please just get out. I need levels. This Timbersaw is gonna get level 6. He's gonna destroy my ass when he's level 6, and there's nothing I'm gonna be able to do. Cold Embrace won't save me at all, and this Timbersaw is getting way more than he should. So as you can see, he has like 7 last hits. Our Darkseer, I mean, he's a Darkseer. He should have more last hits than the Timber, so he has only 6. And yeah, as you can see, I have way less hits than Slark, for instance. And I'm getting harassed a lot here. So after some insistence, they finally decided that it was better for them to leave the lane. But I mean, I'm like getting less hits under the tower as a Gyrocopter. This is like very hard to do. This Crystal Maiden just walking around me with like no objective whatsoever. And now they smoke. They are going towards the mid lane finally. It's actually a solo smoke by CM, I guess. But the thing is, I just want my levels right now. I just want to kind of have some sort of creep equilibrium, because they were like making some pulls and it wasn't really helping, you know. They were like giving all this experience to Timbersaw while I was having to less hit under the tower. This was not good. Finally, I feel like maybe my Bacillus isn't that courier, but Winter Wyvern brought the courier to himself. And you can see that I have level 2 in Rocket and level 2 in Homing Missile and level 2 in Rocket Barrage. So they finally got a kill mid, which is good. I feel like the air supports that are way better rotating than trying to harass this Timber. So after he already got levels, so at least everyone is kind of getting better trades here. Usually the problem, actually I'm gonna say something that can maybe trigger some people here, but I was feeling like going Veil of Discord in this game, because Gyrocopter, I mean, he probably has even more magic damage than in Ember Spirit, and he has the talent. It's not as good as Ember's, but he has a magic amplification talent. And I was like, yeah, maybe I should go for it. They have a lot of squishy heroes. I mean, Timbersaw is not he's not squishy after Bloodstone, but in the beginning he is pretty squishy. Slark as well. But in the end, I felt like Aghs was just the better choice. There are two things about Aghs that a lot of people don't get. The first one is that you can do damage while you chase without actually, because I mean, when you attack, you lose a little bit of move speed, because I mean, you are performing the attack, and when you're running away, so you're attacking in both of these situations without doing anything. And as you get more levels, as you get stronger, this is actually very strong. There are other two situations where Aghs is actually pretty strong, and a lot of people don't know about is sieging, because Gyrocopter is not a good sieger at all. He's good in spread damage because of flat cannon, but he's kind of trash at taking buildings. And at Roshan. So Roshan is even stronger than he was before, and I mean, Gyrocopter wasn't really good at taking Rosh, and with Aghs you are kind of dealing with that. So I mean, when you're stunned, you're also attacking. When you're slowed, so I just feel like Aghs is actually pretty decent on him. It gives him a little bit of tank ability. So I'm against an Invoker that has a lot of burst damage. I'm against a Slark, against Timbersaw. So I really felt like Aghs was a good purchase this game. And you usually want to go... Okay, so this is actually a pretty good fight. I was saving those Magic Punch charges because I felt like Timbersaw was gonna get level 6 soon. And you can see the Homing Missile making a lot of difference here. Look how much damage it deals, and this is it. So since I'm focusing so much on magic damage, and I do another very cool thing here, I actually bring the salve and the components from my phase boots. So I'm kind of afraid because I don't know if Invoker has Sunstrike, so I just ult here, just show up in the lane very fast, and right after I click on Invoker to see if he has Sunstrike learned, and he didn't have it. So I just go back, grab my phase boots, grab my salve. It's always good to send your items to the backpack while you're using salve and stuff like that, because you're gonna regen particularly more, and you can walk while doing this. So this is a benefit that dropping the items on the ground usually don't give you. And now, I mean, I'm fairly healthy, can stay in the lane, and I keep last hitting. And now with my phase boots, I'm finally starting to get back into the last hit. I'm pretty close to Invoker. Not so close to Slark yet, but the thing about Gyrocopter is that this build I'm going for is not really about farming, it's about getting kills. And what really helped me in this game is that Timbersaw didn't really... maybe he was not familiar with A lot of people are not familiar with Gyrocopter anymore because he's been kind of not picked at all. And this means that when you go for an even different build like this one, people don't really know how much damage you can pack. Another thing I didn't explain is why I picked Gyrocopter in this game is because of Slark. So usually Slark has his ult. I can do damage even when he's ulted with my homing missile and with the ult. Another point is that at the beginning of the fight, if I can spot Slark and send a homing missile, it actually takes some time until it reaches him. And most of the time Slark will pop Dark Pact, meaning that when the missile is gonna hit him, he's either gonna be forced to be stunned, because he's not gonna have Dark Pact, and this is another, I feel like I get this kill, let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I actually get this kill. So I mean, basically, homing missile usually forces ult on Slark, and this is great. I mean, if you can, as soon as you can force it, it means that he's either gonna disengage or you're gonna get a kill on him. Because even under ult, if he spent Dark Pact, and I actually asked them to wait for me to use the shrine, so even though I didn't have the best laning phase, I mean, as you can see, Slark has pretty close to 70 last hits. I never went back to base, so this kind of made me not lose the lane so hard, I guess. I feel like one of the problems of going this build is that you can't really use the camps, so I'm not being efficient with the camps at all. Part of that is because I was not really used to playing Gyrocopter anymore, and with this build, I mean, I saw, I guess, Arteezy going for it in one game. This is usually pretty good when you have an Invoker in your team, because Sunstrike is a pretty good setup, but I mean, Invoker is in the other team. And yeah, I can just keep sending these missiles. Look how much damage Timbersaw takes. He's not under the regen from reactive armor because he is zoned out of the creeps anyways. And I feel like I was able to, even though he had a way better early game than he should have, and because of that I didn't have the best early game as well, I was able to kinda save Savage what was going on, and he is now forced to jungle, which is not, I mean, he's an okay jungler, but he did not went for Iron Talon, I'm pretty sure, so he's not gonna do it particularly fast. He just doesn't die. And I decide to get the point booster, so I'm sending it to me right now. And the other good aspect of Gyrocopter is usually counter-initiating with a TP and your ult. So this is why I have a TP in myself. If a fight happens in a shrine or in the towers, I can be there and help my team. Oh yeah, another aspect that made me pick Gyrocopter in this game is the fact that we have a CM, so this means I can actually go for this build without being mana starved. As you can see, homing missile uses a lot of mana, and without this point booster you're gonna see that I have like 600 mana, so I pretty much use 3 missiles and I'm pretty low on mana, so I can't use my ult. Sometimes I can't even TP. In this queue, I really felt like if CM just helped me, we could get a kill, but she wasn't really happy. She had an Octarine core to farm, so she was actually flaming me at this point. But anyways, another good thing to have in this game is the raindrops. There's a lot of pure damage coming from Timbersaw, but he deals magic damage, especially when Whirling Death doesn't clip a tree. I'm pretty sure about that. Pounce is magic damage, Fate Bolt's magic damage, Shukuchi is magic damage, and I get ganked here. I was playing pretty aggressively, to be honest, and this was completely my fault. But this means that they know that everyone is here, and so my team can push the tier 1 top. And I mean, I really wanted a hero that could create space, that was bulky, because this Storm Spirit was 5.5k MMR, so I was really trusting him with this game. I just wanted to have a decent laning phase, zone Timbersaw out of my lane, and be a decent team fight asset to my team later on. So as you can see, when they start TPing back to the lane, Storm can get a kill on Rubik, and I guess he actually stole, yeah, that was probably a stolen, I forgot the name of my ult. What's the name? It's Call Down, yeah. So I decided to walk down mid because my TP was on cooldown. I actually used it during that gank, and going Aghs is actually it's actually pretty good because most of the damage at this point, even if I had a Dragonlance, even if I had like an Yasha, most of my damage is still magical anyways. So the thing is, the only thing that the only oh my god, I don't know the word for this. The only restriction in my damage is cooldown, is time. So the bulkier I am, the more damage I'm gonna deal, and my damage is not gonna be through flat cannon, even if I maxed it. So yeah, this was a terrible cooldown, by the way. ITP here, but I wasn't able to achieve much. But this is why I really like this build. I feel like it makes better use of Gyrocopter as a hero. I mean, Dragonlance kinda in the way that gives you HP, kind of. Yeah, oh, this was a terrible engagement because I was pinging there so that Storm could jump when the missile hits, so that Weaver wasn't able to disengage later. But he jumps too late and he ends up dying. So that was not pretty good. They end up giving a double kill to that Invoker, and yeah, I'm just here. So Slark engages now. As you can see, he popped Dark Pact. And this means that now I can use my homing missile, and he either needs to run like very far away. This was a pretty good ult coming from Winter Wyvern. My cooldown was on cooldown for a little while, but see, Slark had to disengage a lot because of that missile. He took a lot of damage. He can't come back in, and this means that I can get a double kill because I have a lot of mana. As you can see, the amount of mana I have now. I wouldn't be able to cast all those spells I did, and this is why I feel like Aghs is so good, because I mean, your power spike at this point is only about magic damage, and this having more mana with point booster, being more tanky, really just synergizes a lot. As you can see, the Slark's gonna have to run a lot. He's gonna be forced to use the shrine, and he almost dies regardless. The missile at this point of the game is just really strong, and yeah, I just really like this build. I get ganked here. I use cooldown to disengage. Most of my Aghs items are here. I should definitely use Rocket Barrage. I tried to save the courier, but I'm pretty sure it dies, and I'm pretty sure I also don't get the kill on this Weaver. But yeah, when you're against a Rubik, always use Rocket Barrage after you ult, because Rubik's gonna steal it, and it's not good when he can. And it's actually a pretty easy skill to steal, but it's also pretty easy to prevent Rubik from stealing. So as I was saying, since I have a Crystal Maiden in my team, this means that I can farm the jungle fairly well, especially because I went Aquila and Raindrops. So I have like 7 mana regen per second, so even though I don't have Flat Cannon, unless I'm like trying to get a stack, I really farm very fast with Rocket Barrage alone, and it's not. I don't. People feel like you're gonna suffer. Your farm's gonna suffer because you don't have Flat Cannon, but I really don't feel like it. You don't have so much damage. You don't farm single camp so fast because you have Rocket Barrage. The cooldown is very big. So it's also good to use your ult like that. The cooldown is pretty short, and now this means that I have my Aghanim Scepter. So I go back to the base. I'm pretty low on mana. I'm pretty sure I actually use a shrine when I'm going back. And the timing is pretty good because I finished my Aghs. Storm Spirit has his Bloodstone, and we can take pretty much any fight right now because I have like 1700 HP. I have Raindrops, I have Magic Wand, I have everything I need. So we go on mass in this tower. In the end, Storm goes for a very long jump but doesn't find... Okay, so he finds Weaver there. Okay, he gets the kill. And yeah, a lot of people TP, which means we can like push the tier 1 or something. And I didn't go for Dragonlance this game. So what happens? Usually people like to go Maelstrom. The usual item is Maelstrom because since you're proccing an attack without doing anything, Proccing Maelstrom is pretty good, right? But look at my team here. We have a Winter Wyvern, CM, and Darkseer. These heroes are garbage at sieging. Storm Spirit's not that good at sieging as well. He's not bad, especially when he has like a Bloodthorn, but until like 30-40 minutes into the game, he's not very good. We are also terrible at taking Roshan, and I really felt that Desolator was a good item this game. Especially because I usually can proc Desolator on more than one hero, because I mean I don't control the side gunner, which means that it's gonna hit some people, and -7 or 6 armor is actually pretty legit, and this is why I decided to go for Desolator. It also really helps us sieging and taking Roshan. So we get a kill here on Slark in the top lane, and I TP there since we already took the tier 1 bottom. So what can I say more about this? And yeah, I mean, you farm pretty well. As you can see, I have like 120 damage. It's not so good. That's why I also decided to go for Desolator. Usually you don't go Desolator on Gyrocopter because your Flak Cannon doesn't proc the Desolator, right? But not only Desolator actually gives you a fair amount of damage, so it's decent. It's decent. And this is the item I decided to go for. I don't feel like this is the best item always. It really has to do with my team with my team having terrible sieging power, and they actually got a kill on Invoker. So at this point, I'm like just farming. I wanted to like group up and go for a Roshan and go for a tier 2, but without Aghs, this is not so easy, especially because Lark already has Shadow Blade now. So we don't really want to go into like that. And yeah, well, I'm just farming here, and I go do a group up with my team. I was feeling kind of scared that Slarky Reno could go on me, and I just decided to go with my team. So well, yeah, I was talking about Dragonlance. So Dragonlance kind of works like Scepter because you get more HP, right? And because you get more HP, you can survive more, use more Rocket Barrage, use more of your skills. But it doesn't give you mana. And the more attack range usually means you want to use that damage from farther away. But I don't have so much damage, and this is why I felt like going Dragonlance this game didn't make a lot of sense, especially because Lark is a melee hero that's gonna be like locked on me. And well, a fight starts, I use my ult. I don't really like that the Winter Wyvern ult as soon as cooldown is ready, but the slow is pretty legit. CM gets went on, and I throw, and this time the Slark actually used Dark Pact pretty well, but see that he actually was forced to ult and just disengage. Storm ends up TPing away, and we try to disengage. I feel like Winter River dies here. I threw a missile there, and that actually gets the kill on Invoker. So you can see that maxing this missile is it's just very underrated, especially when the enemies don't have a way to deal with that. Like if they don't have a Shadow Demon, an OD or Puck, it's kind of hard to deal with that. It does a lot of damage. And I mean, of course, if they have like Linken's heroes, but this River was a support. Invoker is not gonna rush a Lincoln because of a Gyrocopter maxing missile, and this is why I feel like it's so legit. At this point, I was like saying, guys, I'm finishing my Desolator. We should probably try to time this with Roche, but people weren't really into my idea since we were against Lark. So I just kept farming. I don't have the mobility that Storm has, so if I just start. Yeah, so there was like a rumble in the jungle there in the Roshan. Pretty good ult from Winter Wyvern again, kills Rubik because Slark is very farmed. And I throw the missile there, and here I die even though I was really tanky. I'm pretty sure I didn't play this as well as possible. I should have probably gone to the left, but I felt, oh, okay, I'm just very bulky, there's no way I'm gonna die. But since the combo was pretty much all on me, they end up getting like actually no, that's not a decent trade at all. We lose 3 heroes for 1. And guys, as you can see, I'm having these little hiccups here when I record by OBS. I mean, my computer is pretty legit, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm not being able to fix this stuff. So yeah, Storm gets a kill here. So if you're actually just proficient with OBS, you know a lot about recording live games, just send me a message or leave something in the comments, because I just followed a lot of tutorials and it feels like there's always those little hiccups and I don't know how to get rid of them. So yeah, now I was pretty close to my Desolator, I died, so not so close anymore. What more can be said about Aghs? I mean, I guess it's just a legit item. You deal a lot of damage, you don't need to move. So talking about this game in general, I'm pretty sure this is about the time I realized that Crystal Maiden has a is going towards her Octarine, and I was like, dude, I want to flame you so hard, because we were pretty ahead before those three heroes that we lose, and I felt like if CM had a Blink Dagger, if CM had a Glimmer Cape or anything on that regard, we could definitely or survive or either turn that fight, but it was not the case. I scout that Slark has Echo Saber and Shadow Blade for some time now, and yeah. Storm is in the top lane, like brawling with Slark, and you see the Octarine going on right now. So this is 25 minutes into the game, and our CM has Octarine. Good for her, right? And I'm pretty sure we eventually get a kill that brings us towards Roshan. Maybe it was the missile that, yeah, I mean, I knew that Weaver was like there and just had to regen. During all of that, we had Vision of Slark top, and look at the heroes. This is pretty much only me dealing damage, and Gyrocopter is terrible at taking Roshan. And here I am, dealing like taking Roshan by myself, with the exception. The only difference is that Darkseer is the one tanking this. I'm not sure why. Oh yeah, I was flaming Winter Weaven her because she had Sentry Wards. We were against a Slark and a Weaver, and she just didn't place any of those, and that got me pretty mad. Well, so yeah, I saw Rubik there, just send a missile towards him, and now Weaver actually has Aghs, so this is pretty legit. I guess the big problem, I mean, it's pretty good against Storm, but it's not so good against me because I don't do a lot of burst damage, you know? Storm just jumps on you and he's gonna kill you in like 3 or 4 seconds. That's not the case here, so pretty good ult from Weaver, and we can see the Aghs going into play here for the first time, but here I am, just sieging the tower, even when I'm stunned. This time I go to the left, which was pretty decent, and now you can see how bulky I really am, because even with the Sunstrike, even with Chakram, it was not enough. I actually set up my cooldown after, as the Winter Scourge is about to end, so they actually take damage. You can see how much damage I do to Rubik, and even when Slark tries to go on me, I had Aegis, Dark Pact gets popped, and Storm was pretty good in actually saving the Dark Pact in time. And we just, you know, start sieging. I actually do a lot of damage. And I really felt like we could go for, I mean, as you can see, I mean, we didn't knew, but Slark don't have buyback. Meteor was wasted. A lot of stuff was stated. We had everyone. We have a fucking Winter Wyvern that can heal people as we siege. But they didn't felt very comfortable going in, so I just, you know, respected my team and back. And the next item I went for, so BKB is pretty legit this game. I mean, you can't really argue against that. It's pretty good. I can get out of bounds. I can, you know, Timbersaw is pretty much useless against me. And even Invoker, the only thing he can do is use Alacrity on Slark or use Sandstrike. Even then, I decided to go Scotty. So, first of all, my side gunner means that I can attack even when I'm disabled, so that's pretty good. The second point is that I just wanted to be really tanky, so as the more tanky I am, the more regen I get from Cold Embrace, and the more I can survive in fights and just deal damage. Scotty also means I can kite heroes like, I mean, even Slark, yeah, I'm gonna be attacking him so much because of Side Gunner that even when he Dark Pacts, there's a big chance that I'm gonna use another one. So another option would be like Hurricane Pike, but it's pretty bad against Slark overall, so this is why I completely, I didn't even went Dragonlance this game, because I mean, usually, especially with Gyrocopter, you want to use Dragonlance to get closer to pop your Rocket Barrage, or you're even gonna use it on your missile to go faster. I don't know. Um, but in this game, I mean, against Lark, it's not really good. So I just ditched the item completely, decided to go Scotty, and it's just a good mix of damage and survivability. So I just throw the missile here. Another pretty good ult from Weaver, but we have so much damage and so much control that there's not much they can do. As you can see, the tower melted for my damage, and I go in even on the EMP, which was probably not the best idea, but we burst Invoker without buyback this time. Pretty good Cold Embrace here, and we kill Slark as well, which is gonna force Slark's ult. I'm sorry, Slark's buyback. He didn't have a chance to pop ult. This is what I meant. And at this point, I have Scotty pretty much completed. We disengage after the buyback. I was really trying to bait him. So since we had a sentry here and an observer ward, I was like, guys, just stay here. Let's try to set up him. But it didn't work. Maybe he knew that there was, that the passive wasn't working, so he just went for that close. He went for that area close to his secret shop, and yeah, I just kept farming. I steadily went back into the game. Now I am pretty. I mean, I can't access the net worth, but I'm pretty sure I'm top of the net worth now. And yeah, Gyro Aghs. It's weirdly strong. At first sight, when you just read it, it really doesn't seem so strong, but it's kind of like it seems like the new Aghs, they're all about making heroes that weren't really good at farming, or that weren't, because I mean, Gyrocopter was pretty good at farming, but after the stack changes and the jungle changes, he's not that good. So it's another way of accelerating your farm while giving you tankiness. So it's kind of like Mirana. Yeah, you can rush Maelstrom on Mirana and farm, but you're gonna be so squishy that it really doesn't matter that you can farm so much. You're just gonna be a gold bag to the enemy team every team fight. So Storm just spending all his mana now. He doesn't have anything. I have my Scotty ready, and we're like, guys, let's just smoke. I mean, you're so strong. There's no reason to keep farming. Slark's gonna start picking us off, and we don't want that. So that's what I said. You can see that Slark was mid. Storm decided to use Shrine, and let's see if we're gonna smoke right now. I'm pretty sure I said that we should smoke. I guess that Courier is bringing. Oh no, maybe CM is just buying it now. So nice job. I mean, she has. Oh yeah, I get ganked now, and you can see how tanky I am. So that Cold Embrace heals me for a lot of damage, and I am dealing damage while I'm Cold Embraced, and I'm dealing damage with Desolator and Scotty. So yeah, as you can see, it's ridiculously laggy. I really don't know what to say. I'm just sorry that it's so laggy. I don't know why it works like that. And well, the two Cold Embraces just kept me alive because I have so much HP. And even when I was... So, I mean, what would BKB achieve? Yeah, maybe I could be fighting, but I really feel like BKB doesn't work that well this... I mean, it could work. I was just greedy, I'm gonna say it. I really like to make BKB like after 40 minutes at least, so that you get an advantage, clear advantage. And well, yeah, with Desolator we can siege very fast here. We take the two barracks and we try to go for the mid lane as well. We kind of make a mistake here, gonna see what happens. Slark and Invoker are about to respawn. I really don't feel like I was trying to ignore my team. I was like, guys, just forget about it. Let's just take the top tower. But you see, they are all bottom, and this means that I take it slower. And now finally, Storm Spirit decided to go in, and this was actually a kind of a problem to him because of the Lincolns. I die, and I feel like he died because he didn't have. No, actually, I'm just crazy. So a fight starts right now, and they start chasing my team very far from their base, and okay, this was a pretty good Winter's Curse. Yeah, he actually throws the Splinter Blast, kills Invoker. Pretty good, pretty crispy play coming from him. Storm also dies here, and they finally disengage. So this was actually just this was not what I meant. But the game is pretty much over by this point. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As you can see, there's no edition here. I am really trying to practice talking in English, and it's pretty hard for me. I hope it was bearable, at least for the information I gave everyone. And I'm gonna keep streaming the qualifiers, so please, if you are interested, if you like my job, if you like my work, just tune in that stream. There are gonna be some small giveaways just to incentivize people to watch it. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was actually a 5k average game, and yeah, I guess that's all I had to say. Bye bye.